Thanks for visiting Patient Weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather, health, or stress forecast for April 10th, 2026. We do keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We also maintain a Patient Weather storefront on Amazon. Amazon purchases made through our Patient Weather storefront support the activities of Patient Weather. Looking at the surface map for Friday, rather significant. We have unsettled weather across almost all of the west. We have a major frontal system stretching all the way from Bangor through Pittsburgh down to probably about the St. Louis or the Missouri Boot Heel area, then back across Oklahoma City and swinging back north into Cheyenne, Wyoming. Unsettled weather across the eastern portions of the Four Corners, all the way through the southern plains into the middle Mississippi Valley, and then in and along that front all the way up into New England. Looking at our vitality index, which is a measure of all of those elements that might have an impact on human health, and you can see we're picking up a good portion of the Northwest, but mainly Montana into Wyoming. Then that active frontal system stretching from New Mexico clear across into Kansas, and then in a line all the way up through New England, but most significant in New England right along the coast or the Atlantic seaboard. Looking at pressure change, we will have falling pressure across Washington state, most of Idaho, Montana. We also have falling pressure stretching from Maryland up into eastern Pennsylvania, across Delaware, New Jersey, and then on through New England, but once again, most significant right along the coastal areas from Massachusetts up through really Bangor and on along the coast. We have rising pressure, and that's post-frontal rising pressure, stretching all the way across Kansas into Nebraska, Iowa, northern Missouri, northern Illinois, and up to the Great Lakes, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Looking at temperature change, and this will be quite interesting. We'll have some nice warm up in the extreme northern portions of the plains where it has been very cold. We have some cooler air flowing into Kansas, Nebraska, and again, this is all post-frontal, right behind that frontal system, stretching northeastward along the Canadian border, and a little bit of a nice warm-up here from Maryland up into the coastal areas of New England. Looking at the temperature, dew point temperature, and the vapor pressure, you can see we're picking up very much the same pattern. Rising dew points here in the west, rising dew points ahead of that front, and then falling dew points behind. You'll note, though, on the vapor pressure, which is a little more concise, you'll see it's picking up the rising dew point temperatures here with the unsettled weather in the southern plains. And that shows up very, very nicely with the instability index, or for that risk of showers and thunder showers. And you can see that warm, moist air is flowing all the way up through eastern Texas, clear on up into Kansas. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, we have that migraine stresses stretching all the way across California, picking up portions of northwestern Nevada and picking up portions of western Oregon. We also have that risk of migraine up across New Mexico, then moving eastward across Kansas and southern Nebraska through Iowa, northern Missouri, Illinois, northern Indiana, northern Ohio, and picking up southern Wisconsin and all of Michigan, and then along the Canadian border all the way up into New England, but really most significant for those the Canadian cities from Windsor all the way up to Quebec. We have that risk of asthma and arthritis, especially strong across Montana into the Dakotas, and then ahead of that front from the Carolinas up through Virginia, eastern and especially southeastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, much of southern New York, and then across much of New England, but a very strong area here across Vermont, New Hampshire, into central Maine. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated. And if you hurt, tell us where you're